will not tell us the truth. We're joining us from Washington, Charles Krauthammer. So, on this program, you said that the Clintons always walk up to a line of illegality, and there is no smoking gun that says they did anything illegal with the Clinton Foundation. You heard Bill Clinton, very inarticulate, and that's rare, trying to defend the situation. However, it's very simple. When you have a presidential candidate, Hillary Clinton, who's going to get the nomination of her party, the FBI has a duty to we the people to investigate any appearance of impropriety. Does it not?
Well, if you look at the behavior of the FBI, the federal government has already indicted Senator Menendez. Wall Street Journal pointed out this morning on far less. The government has convicted the former governor of Virginia for quid pro quos. And you've got the case of Chris Christie, whose news is all over the newspaper for allegedly being involved in shutting a couple of lanes on the George Washington Bridge. On the other hand, you've got the possible influence peddling and possible corruption of one of the highest officials of the government. It is a double standard, and it is quite remarkable. And it is not an accident that the people who've been indicted or have been hounded are ones who are adversaries of a Democratic administration and the Democratic Party.
Okay, but
including the Menendez, incidentally.
The question
really
is
hard on Obama on foreign policy.
The question, the FBI has a duty to do this. It's not an optional play to protect the sanctity of the electoral system. If there is something this big, and you combine the email erasures, which surely Mrs. Clinton knew the foundation was going to be scrutinized, and I'm not saying she did anything. I think it'd be unfair to do that. But the FBI has got to go in and look. They have to go in and look. And if they don't, that's corrupt, in my opinion.
Look, the FBI is under the control of the Justice Department.
No. They can independently go in. They don't need any lynch okay on this. They can go.
I understand. They can go. They won't go.
Why?
They know where.
Why won't Comey go? Why?
They know where the direction comes from. They don't want to cross their superiors.
Are you saying that Director Comey's putting politics above the law? That's what you're saying.
I'm saying that there is a pattern in which there appears to be a pattern in which people who oppose this administration seem to have gotten nailed. And administration officials
doesn't let Comey off the hook. It's his call. He's got to make it.
What about Lois Lerner? Have you heard anything about her?
No, but that's a different situation because she's not a public. She was just a bureaucrat. We're talking about the President of the United States here.
When her story came out, the President of the United States announced he came out. He said he was scandalized. This cannot. No, he said he was scandalized. He said this won't be permitted, and then he fired the head of that agency. And then all of a sudden, when the Justice Department is supposed to be in charge of this, you hear nothing. This is not new. But what impressed me about what Clinton said, you said that all of a sudden he became uncharacteristically incoherent. Did you hear what he said about all the money he earned? That he said, I have to pay the bills. Do you remember a basketball player called Latrell Sprewell?
Yeah.
He was the guy who choked his coach. Well, 7 years later, he was offered a 3-year contract extension for $21 million. He turned it down with a quote of the century. I have a family to feed. It's in the same genre.
All right. I'm anxious to hear what Director Comey is going to tell us. You just can't let this go. Or you know, the justice system collapses if the head agency looks the other way. And again, it's not a witch hunt. You got to define what happened for the folks in a presidential election. That's how big this is. Charles Krauthammer and